You bought one of the most advanced F-150s ever built. 10-speed transmission, EcoBoost power, smart electronics everywhere. But here's what nobody tells you. Some of these upgrades are quietly destroying your truck from the inside. I've seen 2021 and newer F-150s with under 50,000 miles already developing problems that shouldn't exist at that mileage. These are 5 hidden issues and how to fix them before they cost you thousands. I'm RJ, 20 years on Fords. Let's get into it. Problem number 5, your transmission is learning bad habits, and it's getting worse every single day you drive it. The 10-speed 10R80 in the 2021 through 2024 F-150 is one of the most sophisticated transmissions Ford has ever built. It's also one of the most sensitive to how you drive, because it's always learning. The 10R80 builds adaptive tables based on your driving patterns. Every commute, every stop and go run, every cold morning drive. It's mapping your habits and adjusting its shift behavior to match them. If you spend most of your time in traffic, starting and stopping, the transmission learns to shift early and soft. It optimizes for fuel economy and the conditions it sees most. The result is a truck that feels increasingly sluggish, a transmission that hunts for gears in situations it should handle cleanly, and shift quality that slowly drifts away from what it felt like when the truck was new. Most owners assume the transmission is wearing out. It isn't. It's learned to be lazy because you taught it. I had a customer with a 2022 F-150 3.5 EcoBoost come in at 42,000 miles complaining the transmission felt completely different than when he bought it. Sluggish off the line, hunting between gears in the city, hesitant on highway pulls. I ran the adaptive reset through ForeScan and had him do a proper relearn drive. He called me the next morning saying it drove like a different truck. Same transmission, different map. The fix is straightforward. A transmission adaptive reset through ForeScan clears those learned tables and forces the 10R80 to start fresh. 5 minutes with a $20 OBD adapter. After the reset, do a varied relearn drive. City stops, highway pulls, some gentle grades, give the transmission good input, and it builds a better map. The other thing most owners skip? Transmission fluid. Ford calls it lifetime fluid. That is accurate until about 60,000 miles of real-world use. A drain and fill with Mercon ULV every 60,000 miles, not a flush. A drain and fill keeps the clutch packs healthy and the valve body passages clean. I've seen 10R80s with 150,000 miles that shift like new. Every one of them had fluid services on schedule. Your transmission is only as good as the habits you build into it. Reset it, service it, give it a reason to behave. Problem number 4, every time your engine shuts off at a red light, you're doing damage you didn't ask for, and it's happening every single time you stop. Auto Start Stop shuts your engine off at every complete stop. That's 20 to 30 extra engine restarts every single drive. And every restart is a cold start event. Your oil pressure drops. Your turbo spins up before full lubrication reaches the bearing. Your cam phasers engage before oil has fully circulated to the upper engine. On your 3.5 or 2.7 EcoBoost, the turbo bearing sits high on the engine. Oil drains down during shutdown. Each auto start-stop restart cycles that bearing through a brief period of reduced lubrication. Once or twice is nothing. 20 to 30 times, every single drive, every single day, adds up over 50,000, 100,000 miles in ways you won't see until the damage is already done. 3 ways to fix it. Press the A with the circle on your dash before every drive. Disables it for that trip. Resets when you restart. ForeScan through the GEM module lets you disable it permanently with no button press required. Or an aftermarket auto stop eliminator module. Plugs in under the dash in 15 minutes, no software needed. Any of the 3 stops the damage. The engine stops restarting itself at every light. Your turbo gets the lubrication it was designed to have. Problem number 3, if your truck makes a rattling noise on startup, don't ignore it. The 3.5 EcoBoost in the 2021 and newer F-150 uses variable valve timing controlled by cam phasers. The phasers are oil pressure dependent. They need clean oil, on schedule, every single change. When your oil degrades or intervals stretch, your phasers don't get the pressure they need. Your timing chain tensioners lose hydraulic pressure. The chain starts to stretch, and you hear it. A rattle on cold start that disappears after 30 seconds once oil pressure builds. That 30-second disappearing act is the most dangerous part. Owners hear the rattle, it goes away, they assume it fixed itself. It didn't. It's telling you the tensioners are marginal and the chain is on borrowed time. By the time the rattle stays, the damage is significant. Cam phaser replacement on a 3.5 EcoBoost runs $1,500 to $3,000 depending on what else needs to come apart. The prevention costs nothing beyond what you're already spending on oil changes. Full synthetic, 5,000 mile intervals, Motorcraft filter every time. Check oil level monthly. EcoBoost engines can consume between changes, and a low oil level accelerates phaser wear faster than anything else. If you hear that cold start rattle, get it diagnosed immediately. Catching it at the tensioner stage is a $500 repair. Catching it after the chain is jumped is an engine replacement conversion. A rattle on startup is your engine asking for help. Listen to it before it stops asking. I see these exact problems every week, and they get expensive fast. That's why I built a complete F-150 maintenance guide. What actually matters and what doesn't. If you want to stay ahead of these problems, links in the description. Problem number 2. Your truck might be draining its own battery overnight, and when it fails overnight. The 2021 and newer F-150 has more electronic modules than any previous generation. Sync 4, the digital instrument cluster, the Pro Power onboard system, driver assistance modules, the telematics system. Each one is supposed to go into a low power sleep state when your truck is parked. On most trucks, most of the time, they do. On some trucks, some modules don't sleep properly. They stay partially active, drawing small amounts of current continuously. This is called parasitic drain, and you won't notice it until your truck won't start. The symptoms are subtle at first. Slightly slow crank on cold mornings. Electronics that behave oddly after the truck is sat overnight. The battery test shows fine, but the truck feels like it's struggling. By the time you notice, the battery has been cycling through partial discharge repeatedly, which shortens its life significantly and can permanently reduce its capacity. A customer brought in a 2023 F-150 with a dead battery at 31,000 miles. Brand new truck, barely 2 years old. We ran a parasitic draw test and found 2 modules drawing current that should have been in sleep mode. Both were Sync 4 related. Ford had a software update available for exactly this issue. Update that the dealer had never applied because the customer hadn't complained about anything visible. The battery was fine. The software was the problem. 30 minutes in a software update fixed it completely. Start with a BMS reset after any battery service. The battery monitoring system needs to know what battery is installed to charge it correctly. If you suspect a drain, a parasitic draw test with a multimeter at the fuse box identifies which circuit is staying active. Sync 4 software updates from Ford address several known module sleep issues. Check your VIN for available updates before spending money on parts. Battery load testing after the 3-year mark. Ground strap inspection twice a year, and BMS reset on every battery replacement. These 3 habits prevent 90% of the electrical complaints I see on 14th generation F-150s. Your electronics should sleep when the truck sleeps. When they don't, your battery pays for it, every night. Problem number 1. The biggest problem with these trucks isn't power, it's heat. And heat is what silently kills EcoBoost engines. Your 3.5 or 2.7 EcoBoost is heat sensitive in ways the naturally aspirated V8s before it weren't. Forced induction generates heat. Your intercooler manages charge air temperature. Your cooling system manages coolant temperature. Your oil manages bearing and piston temperatures. When any one of these systems falls behind, the others compensate. When 2 fall behind at the same time, under tow, on a grade in summer heat. The chain reaction starts inside your engine. The signs show up slowly. Slightly reduced power on long grades, the truck pulling timing under sustained load, coolant temperature running higher than it used to. None of these trigger a warning light until they're serious. By the time the light comes on, the stress on the engine has been accumulating for miles. Here's what makes this especially dangerous on the 14th generation. The stock temperature gauge on most F-150s doesn't show actual coolant temperature. It shows a programmed display that stays in the middle across a wide operating range. Your engine could be running significantly hotter than normal, and the gauge looks completely fine. You have no idea until something fails. I've covered how to enable real temperature readout through ForeScan in a previous video. If you tow with an EcoBoost, that is not optional information. The prevention system is simple. Coolant flush every 60,000 miles with Ford specified coolant, not universal green, not tap water in the mix. Check intercooler hoses annually for cracks and soft spots. A small boost leak makes the engine work harder to build pressure and generates more heat doing it. Keep the front of the truck clear. Bugs, debris, and mud packed into the grill reduce airflow to the radiator and intercooler. And monitor actual coolant temperature through ForeScan rather than trusting the stock gauge, which doesn't move until you're already in trouble. The owners I see with high mileage EcoBoost trucks that still pull strong all do the same thing. They treat the cooling system like it matters, because on a turbocharged engine, it matters more than anything else under the hood. The engine makes the power. The cooling system decides how long it can keep making it. And there's one more thing. This is the one that quietly kills more EcoBoost engines than anything else on this list. Most dealers will never mention it because it doesn't show up until it's too late. Bonus. Ford says you can go 10,000 miles between oil changes. That's how you quietly kill an EcoBoost without even realizing it. The 2021 and newer F-150 Intelligent Oil Life Monitor tells most owners they can go 7,000, 8,000, sometimes 10,000 miles between changes. Ford designed the system for average driving conditions, light loads, moderate temperatures, highway miles. If that describes your truck, the extended interval is reasonable. If you tow, if you haul, if you idle in traffic, if you live somewhere with temperature extremes, if you make short trips where the engine never fully reaches operating temperature, any of these conditions degrades oil faster than the monitor accounts for. The monitor measures time and mileage. It doesn't measure how hard the engine has been working or how much heat the oil has absorbed. On a 3.5 EcoBoost with cam phasers that require oil pressure to function, degraded oil isn't just an efficiency issue. It's a phaser issue. It's a timing chain tensioner issue. It's a turbo bearing issue. The Oil Life Monitor doesn't know any of that. It just counts miles. 5,000 miles with full synthetic. Motorcraft filter every time. Check level monthly. On a turbocharged engine that's making serious power and doing real work, that is the interval. Not because Ford got it wrong in the monitor, but because most F-150 owners aren't driving in the average conditions the monitor was calibrated for. They're using the truck like a truck. The monitor tells you what's convenient. The engine tells you what it needs. 5,000 miles. 5 hidden problems, plus one that Ford hopes you never connect to your service interval. These trucks are incredible, but only if you stay ahead of them. Fall behind and they will get expensive fast. Hit subscribe. Drop your year and mileage in the comments. I read them. I'll see you in the next one.